Yo, what's up guys? The Neo DLC is finally out. I tried some of the new characters on DP Ranked and it's been pretty fun. It seems like everyone is having a good time with the new characters. I haven't seen anyone on a Gogeta 13 yet. But as you can see, this guy decided to pick just 13. But anyways, as you saw in the start, the DLC characters that I picked for this game are Nova Shenron and 8. Unfortunately, I don't think Nova Shenron is that good. 7 DP is very expensive for a character that only has 40k health. But I do think that Aider is pretty good. He has a super explosive wave, an unblockable rush super, and a 3 skill point insta spark. And on top of that, he's a 2DP android. It's actually insane to me that this is in the game. He doesn't have a ki blast, but I think that the instant gut punch that he has instead is pretty underrated. And I say Nova Shenron is pretty mid because he's pretty squishy and doesn't feel like he does that much damage. His skills are fine, he has explosive wave which is really good, but other than that, he's just kind of like average, especially when you compare him to some other 7 DPs like Gogeta and Vegito. He just can't compete. Outside of those two, I think they did really well with the rest of the DLC characters. They're all fun to play, but I wish they had more of a chance to shine on ranked. They all either get outclassed by some other character in their respective DP count, or get screwed over by the total DP count win count because they can't transform. I really wish they would change the win count. It's been more than a year of high DP meta, and with them releasing a DLC that's filled with this many low DPs, now's a better time than ever to change it up. I've talked a lot about the new characters, but they also added 4 new maps. As you can see, I'm playing on the new space map here. This is probably the map I was looking forward to the most, and they definitely delivered on it. It feels great to play on maps that aren't the hyperbolic time chamber. They don't run the best compared to it, but it's worth the trade-off for now. But anyways, let's talk about this gameplay now. We're in advantage 4 and I have the key advantage, and he has 1 HP, so his 13 goes down. I brought Super Broly on this team because Nova Shenron can't transform, so he's good for the win con. He does a good job stalling out my spark, but I still have key advantage because he had to run away. You can really see the changes to charge ki blasts taking effect here. Regular charge ki blasts are basically just an accurate shotgun ki blast unless they're fully charged. I finally bring out Aider here. His tools for neutral game are exceptional, having a step and rolling hammer and an instant gut punch, as well as being able to threaten a super explosive wave if he's ever above 4 ki bars. Him being a falling character is also really strong, even though it may not seem like it. He's able to turn around much faster, meaning his step-ins are much more dangerous. Falling characters are also more difficult to hit, oftentimes requiring a smash attack in order to start a combo on them. I thought he was going to go for a smash attack here, but he read me out and was able to guard. Here my opponent fuses into Super 17, one of the characters that I was looking forward to the most from this DLC. In my opinion, he falls in a similar boat to Nova Shenron, unfortunately. He does have an extra bar of health, but for a cheaper cost you can get a much better character in Gogeta. This is why they need to change the win con. You shouldn't be incentivized to only pick characters that can transform for a higher DP count. Not to mention that by fusing, he's actually lowering his team's total DP count because he's combining 2 5 DPs for only an 8 DP. Here I am taking advantage of Ader's instant gut punch for a nice little reset. Before this recent update, this probably wouldn't have been as strong as I think it is now, but because they buffed the tracking for heavy attacks, they're forced to vanish this in order to escape the reset. He also just stunned me out of my super, which I think is because Ader's super explosive wave has a couple of startup frames, unlike some others which are instant. I make the mistake of letting him charge into Spark and get punished heavily as he uses the new boost mechanic to buff his damage while I'm sparking. I tried to make a read to punish his sidestep with a rush super since I noticed he likes to sidestep a lot, but he decides to go for an ult here instead. My Broly gets straight up deleted, like that damage is insane. Sparking mode really needed a buff, that's for sure. But all jokes aside, at least he gets a 5x defense debuff after his sparking wears off. I try to catch him in a perception with my ult, but I'm just a bit too late and he's able to block. Now we're both sitting here with 5x defense debuffs, and I end up getting the win after I revenge counter his barrier. I have some mixed feelings about the new sparking boost. I thought it would be insanely broken before the update dropped, but it seems to be mostly about boosting your super damage instead of your regular damage. It only costs one extra skill point for the chance to basically one-shot a character if you manage to land an ultimate. I think it's good that there's more incentive to actually use your ult and supers while in sparking as opposed to just spamming knockbacks, but supers doing more damage doesn't negate the fact that they're easy to avoid. With how inconsistent it is to land a super or ult, you run the risk of getting stuck with a 5x defense and shard speed debuff if you miss. You can remove the debuffs by switching or transforming, but what I'm thinking about is whether or not it's actually worth it to use the buff in the first place. You use one extra skill point to turn your ult into a nuke, but if it misses then you just wasted your opportunity to threaten Spark again since you spent an extra skill point on that boost. Looping sparking mode is insanely strong in this game and it's very difficult to stop once it gets going, especially if it's a fast charging character like Roshi or Blue 13. So the question of whether or not it's better to boost your sparking mode or threaten a loop then becomes whether or not your character has an ultimate that can land consistently. And the only ultimates in this game that are quote-unquote consistent to land are Super Explosive Wave and Big Ball ults. You have to vanish multiple times in a row in order to get out of them, twice for Big Ball ults and anywhere from 5 to 10 times for a Super Explosive Wave ult. Though they're both quote-unquote consistent to land, they require different things in order to be consistent. To set up a Big Ball ult, you need to low sweep or gut punch your opponent and then fly below them just enough to where you don't get a step back from the ult. Doing this will spawn the ball literally inside your opponent, forcing them to vanish twice to escape it. There are multiple ways to set up a Super Explosive Wave ult. You can either low sweep them and then just pop it right after, or you can send them flying, zebra stash, and then pop it when your zebra stash ends since they will still be falling. Normally, stuns would add some damage scaling to your ult, making it do far less damage than if you were to land it without hitting them at all before. But with the new boost mechanic, it offsets damage scaling from stuns, making the boosted ult do potentially even more damage than an unboosted non-damage scaled ult even when it hits a stunned opponent. This change could potentially make characters with a Super Explosive Wave ult able to compete against the meta. Although it would be equally as unfun to play against, at least it would be different. But anyways, did you guys just see my low sweep miss and get me stuck in the grab? Sick read from my opponent, clearly. Notice how I'm super countering on the last hit so often here. It's important to time your super counters so there's at least some consistency to them. One upside to Nova Shenron is that he has step and flying kicks. In my opinion, it's the most underrated step and heavy in the game, being equally as spammable as step and low sweep, though it is more punishable. It hits just long enough to outlast step and sways, which are very annoying to deal with otherwise, so it's just nice to have. It can also override step and low sweeps, bringing your character above the low sweep so you're not in danger of getting hit. Here I do a nice vanish on his wild sense. He wouldn't let me bait it out without using a heavy, so I was forced to vanish it normally. This is what I love about DP compared to singles. You have so much more time to get used to the connection, the opponent's playstyle, and their team, which leads to this back and forth style of play where both players are constantly adapting to what the other player is doing. Let me use what just happened as an example. Throughout this whole set, he's been going for perception after I whiff a light attack into his sway. I noticed this and adapted to it by doing another step in to catch him. It just feels really rewarding to make a read or punish in a situation where both players are trying to outplay the other with only information about your playstyle that you've already given them. Here I do the same super read from earlier, except this time my Broly doesn't get blown up in one shot by a boosted ult. I kill his C17 here, so he can't fuse anymore. All that's left is his Hellfighter 17. I lose my explosive wave here. I've noticed this happening a lot more recently after this update, with skill points being used but not actually doing the skill. Here it looks like it got cancelled by getting knocked down, but I'm pretty sure it used to have some kind of armor to prevent that. It's probably just another shadow patch they didn't put in the notes. He knows that I'm being very careful of his barrier here and is intentionally not using it in order to make me draw my combos and do stuff he can take advantage of. Like here, I just look like an idiot holding guard for no reason. He gets into Spark because of it, and now my Broly's in danger of dying. Good reads from him. He's finally forced to use his barrier after I got saved by the wall and I correctly read it out. He's now forced to super counter out since I have key advantage, but he starts vanishing just one SC too early. Luckily for him, I missed the vanish war, but Aider comes out and closes out the match. GG's to my opponent. The next set, I wasn't recording the first game, but I'm playing a team of Super Saiyan Bardock, Hellfighter 17, Aider, and Roshi. Pretty fun team. My opponent is playing a theme team with base Jiren and base Toppo. As you saw by the brief intro screen, he's a Z rank, though I can't tell you what exact rank he is because the leaderboards are completely messed up. Great job, Bandai. But anyways, he is pretty good. I've fought him a couple times and it's always been fun fights. On to my DLC characters of choice this game, starting with Super Saiyan Bardock. I think he's a great character. He's super fun and is surprisingly strong for a 60p. He's nothing crazy, but he's a solid pick. Step and Rolling Hammer is always nice to have, plus he keeps the broken explosive wave insta-spark from his base form. It only costs one skill point to transform from his base, which is a 4 to 6 DP jump, so I could definitely see him become a decent off-meta pick. Next is Hellfighter 17, another new android with a Step and Rolling Hammer. I think this entire team has Step and Rolling Hammers actually, that's pretty funny. Anyways, Hellfighter 17 is one of the rare characters who has Rolling Hammer on 1. He's got a pretty dangerous moveset, Step and Hammer, Hammer on 1, Flying Kicks on 2, and 2 Gut Punches for the mix-up. He has a kind of weird ki blast. It looks like a paralysis ki blast, but it's not. It's just a really slow regular charge ki blast. I don't know what it's supposed to do, but it's just really weird. Anyways, he also has a 2 skill point barrier. Though, like with all android barriers, he has insane recovery frames from it, so it's not really safe to use it, especially if your opponent has enough ki for a super. I used the weird ki blast here to finish off his Jiren. You can barely see it, but it's cool, I guess.
I will destroy you all! There you are!
This is what I mean by the android barrier having recovery frames. You can see me trying to vanish, but the super is too fast, so it hits me before I'm able to move. I finally bring out Ader here. The combination between Ader and another android is insanely strong. 2 DPs can switch out in only 20 seconds, and you can easily stall that amount of time with android jail, which I do here. Just switching between Ader and another character who can constantly keep up the pressure means you can have some other character in the back with transform potential for the win con, transform them, and then not have to worry about bringing them back out again as long as you keep your android jail up. It's really strong. You can see me mashing the ki blast button here, so I'm not sure why I wasn't shooting any. But anyways, because of that, he's able to get Jiren into sparking mode, and I made the mistake of trying to combo him and get punished with a super counter, so good luck, Bardock. I'm vanishing here instead of going for more super counters to safely stall out the rest of his sparking mode. There's no reason for me to go for more super counters here and risk letting him knock me back more than necessary. I saw him charging a heavy attack as I switched out, so I know I can guarantee my super will land here. Here my opponent adapted to me going for a step in after he sidesteps out of my combo and is ready to punch vanish away to punish me for it. Good read by him. Kind of insane tracking on that gut punch. The last time I Zebra stashed at him, he was ready for it with a smash attack, so this time I'm ready for his smash attack with a super. Here I read out his explosive wave, but because of the tree branch I walked back into it. This caused me to reactively revenge counter the explosive wave, which he then super perceptioned. I got hard knocked because I missed the recovery window, giving him a bunch of time to charge ki. Then we trade sparking modes, and he transforms into God Topo, one of the best 8 DPs in the game. Super Saiyan Bardock is only 6 DP, so I can still get hit with Ki Blast. I'm also only at 1 bar of health, so this is very scary for me. I make a dangerous read here based on this playstyle throughout the set, and am rewarded by landing my ult. Now I'm forced to deal with God Topo in sparking mode, and eventually at full ki. I'm not out of it yet. I downed his Jiren here, so it's just Topo left. He does also down my 17, but I still have 3 characters left, so I should be fine. We clash smash attacks here, both trying to read out a sidestep. And I end out the match by reading out his barrier and finishing off his Topo. GG's to my opponents. Thanks for watching. It really means a lot to me to see the support for these videos. I read every comment, so feel free to tell me what you thought about the video or something I missed. Goodbye everybody, see you later.